doing all this business stuff and whatnot, and doing all this community work, we're not doing family work. You gotta really get in tune with really getting back to the family. Like, sit down with your family. You need the space, you need the time, and you need some food.
It ain't that hard to get family together.
Yeah, I'm just trying to run a checkup like a doctor. All of them are acting, need an Oscar. I just want a couple grand and make the family proud. I'm sick of penny pinching like a foster. I need some pension off these writtens. They always want a discount but don't add on.
Sex, the most taboo conversation there is. However, it's how we all are here, and it's how we start families. BU Wellness Network is here to help the community to be more informed and have a healthy relationship with sex. BU Wellness Network has been serving the community for 25 years here in Indiana. They take a holistic approach of helping the community by providing free STI and HIV screening, helping people who is currently living with HIV, and providing a healthy meal based on where people are at with their nutritious diet. If you want more information about BU Wellness Network, hit the link down below.
Peace, family. Welcome to another edition of the Lead Your Lineage podcast. We are the #1 podcast for families.
#1, baby.
Seeking to end generational dysfunction. What's good, cuz?
Yeah, man, everything, man. It's feeling good, man. Looking
My
good,
dog.
man. We stepping good, man. Hey,
Absolutely.
Hey, it's 3 great black men on your cameras that
sure.
you see. Let me make sure I look at the camera, man. Like I always tell you, I got a little screen that I can look at myself, and I got a hard time not looking at myself. But anyway, it's 3 great black men that you see today, man. We did
Most
another
definitely.
one, man. You know, as real quick, man, Chris, man. Before I introduce you, I want you to know that you're a lineage leader, and that's why we bringing you on this podcast
Absolutely.
on here. And you probably like, man, what's a lineage leader? It's what we came up as, because you know you on the Lead Your Lineage podcast. So a lineage leader is a guest or people who we see and we give gifts to, and acknowledge them for being leaders of their family in any way possible. 360, 720. So what that means, whether if it's a small way in doing, you just simply being there as a dad by ending a dysfunction, or if you're doing something big, you want to help your family in some financial. But it's all and everything in between. So you're a lineage leader. And that's why we had you on this podcast. And let me tell y'all what my brother Chris do, man. He got I've been digging in on your Instagram, man. I seen him, man.
Stalking him.
I be stalking him,
stalking
man.
all our guests.
I had to stalk him, man. I had to stalk you real quick, man. I see that you do. What really stuck my eyes out is this AI work that you do, man. And because
we gotta get into that.
Yeah, because man, like you were saying earlier, man. This technology is here to help black folks, man. We can get an edge on this, and once we get an edge on this, and we can level the playing field, and after we level the playing field is ours. So definitely want to get into that, man. I see that
out
you
on that one.
Yeah. Excuse me. I see that you do a lot of camera work, man. When I first met you, we actually met him in Black Joy. When we met him, he was like, "Yeah, man, I do camera work, blah, blah. You told us you work with Robert Mathis, you know what I mean? I remember all of that. So, man, I see that you do a lot. He a father now, man, of a 2-year-old, man, Chris Jr. You know what I mean? So, man, you know, he doing his thing. I told him, I said, "Hey, man, last time I saw you, know me, y'all, I keep it real. I just tell the truth." I said, "Bro, you lost weight." I said, "Yeah, last time I saw you, though, I think you were chubbier, bro. You know what I mean?" So I told him, yeah, he lost weight, man. So I just want to, anything I missed, man, because, man, you're doing your thing.
I appreciate it. No, I don't think you missed too much, man. I first want to just say I appreciate the both of y'all for having me on y'all podcast, man. This is awesome.
Sir. Appreciate it.
This is actually my first official podcast that I've ever been on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, y'all making some history, more history.
Bro, that's dope, man.
Yeah, for sure. But now I don't want to say that y'all. I don't think you missed anything, man. So, name Chris. You know, a lot of people in my community know me as Chrisco. I'm always cooking, not food literally, but always cooking content. You know what I'm saying? Multimedia. What's the word that I will be looking for? You know, so I'll say this before I get into like titles and stuff. I'm someone. I don't want to say I don't believe in titles. I don't care about them.
Man, bro. Me too.
And The reason being is because titles can sometimes miscommunicate all the value that you can bring to a situation or an environment. Now, we want to make sure we stay on our assignment, so that's why I do see why titles are important, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, depending on what the situation may be, you know, with me and my multimedia expertise, right, I have multiple or different principles of like media that I'm fairly good at. When I say good, I mean like producing content on a professional level. You know, so when we talk about like websites, photos, videos, etc. Granted, when you're in an environment, all of that stuff might not be needed, but there might be a gap somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I don't like getting too hooked on titles. You know, some people let it go to their head for real. You know what I'm saying? Because of a certain title, you might feel exempt from sweeping or throwing away the trash.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. But now as far as AI, man, I did start a tech company about a year ago. The company's called Rocket Pro.
Okay.
And
Rocket.
Team Rocket. Don't be a hater, man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we in the building.
Hey, we got a lot of people that ain't from Indiana. Let me let them know real quick. Man, these folks from Broad Ripple do not let that shit go.
We
y'all
everywhere,
gotta let
man.
that go. If y'all went to Broad Ripple, y'all hold that
IPS,
shit
man.
on.
Now we gotta let it go.
Hey,
God damn.
if you went to IPS, you know what it is, man. You know what it is.
Facts,
You gotta represent for sure.
Facts, man.
Go ahead, brother. My bad.
You straight now.
I had to point it out for 2 weeks.
Shout out to
we here
Ripple
together.
Rockies.
And he here in between us. He's surrounded. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, brother. You got it.
For sure. But started a tech company. The whole idea out of it is just being able to provide the resources and tools to business owners to help them scale their business. I offer AI in the midst of that, so all in one platform to help people manage their business. And there are some AI features like conversation AI, voice AI. I know you're probably like, the listeners might be like, well, what is that? Conversation AI, in English terms, that's basically somebody reach out to your business via text or email or DMs in your social media. And the back and forth is not with a human, it's with AI, right? Voice AI, same thing, but instead of it being text messages, it's a voice, right? So I offer that to business owners as well. Man, on the tech side, that's pretty much what I've really been doing. I've actually put a pause on really being behind the camera. Really due to situations and circumstances, not necessarily 100% by choice. I say that to say like, and hopefully I'm not being too long-winded. I know I'm on a podcast, so I'm sure it's welcome.
Nah, bro, this you can talk, man.
We here to hear your story,
when
brother.
you the guest, man, you can talk as much as you want on this one.
Say that then, yeah. So, and forgive me too if I have like a brain fart in the middle of me talking. Like I said, this is
good, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Fairly
talk your talk.
Fairly fresh to this, you know what I'm saying? But where was I going actually?
I'm talking about not being behind the camera due to circumstances.
Oh, okay, appreciate that. So so I don't want to say I retired the camera, but I definitely haven't been prioritizing being behind it. And we definitely can get into this, as we continue to converse or whatever. But I've developed these skills as like a media person, but I don't own my own media equipment. So that came with its own paradox. And so I just kind of made the decision, especially over this summer, I don't want to say hang it up, but I don't prioritize that hat. Again, just being able to have, different areas in multimedia. It's like, okay, let me just focus on web design and let me focus on this tech stuff or whatever. And so that's what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta use what you got, bro.
That's it.
You know what I mean? You can't worry about what you don't got, man. It. I said this in our last episode because I grow. My tomatoes was growing fruits, right?
Okay.
And,
Your tomatoes is growing fruits.
Yeah, well, my tomato plant growing.
Okay.
My tomato plant is growing tomatoes. Let me phrase that.
Yeah.
So my tomato is finally growing its fruits. You know, its plant. My tomato plant growing its fruits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was blossoming. It had some more smaller tomatoes. And I was talking to my plant, and I said, "Why are you focused on these small tomatoes when you can be working on these nice tomatoes you already have blossomed, you already have made, and they so nice and fruitful? Focus on these.
Right.
Don't worry about these little fruits down here.
Right.
You giving your energy, you wasting your time." So I said, "You know what? I'm gonna cut those off so you can let them go. And worry about these, so these can be nice and fruitful.
Right.
And so they can be nice." I said, "Man, that's actually a real lesson that I learned." I said, "Damn. Us as humans be worried about the little fruits we don't have. The little fruits, we be, oh man, I'm trying to make this fruit. Hurry up. And we neglect
the stuff that's already working.
That's already working. That's already got.
That's a word.
So man, I always say garden, bruh. It's been a pleasure, man. So it reminded me of that.
Yeah, no, that's fire.
Yeah,
that's fire.
So it reminded me of that when you said that, man. So I want to ask you this, man. How has it as being a father, man? How's it been, man? And do you got a father as well, too?
I do.
Yeah, you grew up with your pops, man.
So I did grow up with them, but not in the same household.
Yeah.
So definitely got like the stereotypical 90s black boy dad not in the home story.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But I think my experience was kind of centered around having a father who didn't necessarily have like the financial resources.
Yeah.
But he maintained the heart to still, have the efforts to be present. You know what I'm saying? So that was, from that, but as far as, my experiencing with fatherhood, it's been amazing. It's been extremely amazing. Because of my line of work, and like the flexibility to me being able to work remote and stuff like that, I'm able to spend all day with my son, and it's been like that since he's been born. You know what I'm saying?
Man, bro, I be preaching that.
I
be preaching that.
And I'm hyper aware that it's not a common experience.
Yeah, bro.
People, we gotta get up and go to work.
Yeah.
When we get some daycare, all that's real.
Yeah.
So just being or having the opportunity to be in a position to, allow him to be homeschooled and just, you know what I'm saying? Cause that's
homeschool?
Yeah. Most definitely.
I've been homeschooling too, bro. I homeschool my kids as well.
Come on, man. It's so
I've been homeschooling for 6 years. My daughter's
man.
6 and I've been homeschooling since she was 10 months.
That's fire. It's fire, man. It's so important. I think it's extremely important. Now, so I will say this, and when you did ask about fatherhood, I did not mention I do have a bonus daughter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's 14. I will say, as a, and I say this, as a new dad, as a new father, even just transitioning into the idea of being a father, it has been taking some adjusting to. But even that, I say all that to say, even that's been amazing. Even that's been amazing. Just being able to not necessarily, and I'm intentional about using the word bonus father, because her father is still in her life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not stepping up to do anything that I don't think that her father is not doing. So bonus, I think, is the accurate term. But even that has been amazing because it's been allowing me to learn new things about myself and allowing me to grow even more as a father figure. You know what I'm saying? They definitely don't. So I'll say this too. I come from a household of nothing but women. Right? I have a brother, but we had different moms, so we grew up in different households. 6 girls, only boy.
God damn.
3 older, 3 younger.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, that's even worse.
Actual middle child.
That's what I'm about to say. You a middle child, and then ain't nothing but girls.
Lord
God
have
damn.
mercy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So just being aware of that, you know what I'm saying? Or just, having that experience of seeing or being exposed to women's psyche, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell me, or even now, like, there's no warning about parenting girls and teen girls. There's no warning. You know what I'm saying? I'll just leave it at that. The parents that may be dealing with what I'm talking about that I ain't saying, you get what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I ain't ready for all that, man. My daughter's 6, man. And my daughter was 6, and then I got another daughter that's 1. Let me enjoy this 6 and 1 years peacefully.
1,000%.
Like, peacefully, man. Let me enjoy them.
I'm gonna grab you a water real quick.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Man. For real.
Appreciate it.
For real.
1,000% though, man.
Yeah, man. But man, no, Father, I say, yeah. And one else thing I want to say about that, father. Being a father really different, but when you homeschooling, it brings a different skill. You learn different skills, man. Like one skill that I learned is I wait to react. I calm myself to react.
Yeah.
Before I react, I ask myself, are you calm? Before I react, because I have to be calm so I can react in a order way, in the right way to deal with my kids. Because I learned when kids are frustrated and you yelling or anything, or if you frustrated, they going to be frustrated, and the lesson that you're trying to learn is going to be frustrating, and they not going to learn it. And then when you redo it the next day, they going to already be scared and frustrated because of the last day.
From the last experience.
From the last experience.
Yeah, that's real.
So, man, when you become a homeschool parent, you gotta learn so many obstacles. Then what else you got? I learned that you have to learn your child more than ever. You have to learn what they're capable of, what they like, what they enjoy, because these are the things is gonna get them interested in learning.
Yeah.
For instance, man, my daughter, she like dinosaurs. So I taught her how to do math using dinosaurs when she was young, very young. You know what I mean? We taking away, we adding, we subtracting dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We adding, subtracting. She liked to eat. We adding, subtracting ounces and fractions to recipes.
6 years old.
Yeah, and she's 6 and she's doing all of this. Yeah. She's 6 and she knows multiplication. My son is 4 and he's already reading and all of that. And I say all that, man. So a lot of people be sleeping on this homeschooling. I always tell people, I feel like as us, man, we need to spend them first couple months with the child, because the child already know mama. They been with mama for 9 months.
Right. Nah, that's real.
So it's time, us as fathers, we got to build that connection. And I feel like that's where a lot of men are going, man. So I definitely say that you heading the right way, bro, man. And as my son Fo, like I was saying, man, and then being, you know what else I respect? You saying bonus.
Yeah.
That's real respectful, man. That's something different. Because like you said, step do sound like what you're stepping up. I said, damn, I ain't even think about that shit. That's something new.
Because some people do step away from the responsibility. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that's just not this scenario. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shit, it be like that.
Yeah,
man. It be
for
like
sure.
that, man. So,
Absolutely.
So on our podcast, man. Oh, okay. I'm glad you said that, man. I'm glad that you got a chat. I'm glad that it brought up. So this is what I wanted to pull up, man. I'm glad Cuz back, man. So we was talking off on camera, and we just had a team tables talk, and we was telling them like sex lead to families. And a lot of people don't know that, man. And we were just talking off camera.
Yeah,
and I was
not
telling
conscious
them,
of it. It's
we know, but we not conscious.
Yeah, we
I
not
was telling
conscious
Chris
of
off
it.
camera.
Yeah.
It's like when you get that baby really come and that baby come in your hand, when it come in your hand, you be like, damn, this baby really came because I came.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't came because the baby came because I came. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's
I want to say pause so bad.
Nah, man, it's just the truth, bro.
It is the truth,
It's the
though.
truth, man.
It is the truth.
So I be feeling like, man, we really got to get back on this mission on saving sex, man.
Absolutely.
And really teaching the boundaries of this sex, man.
Absolutely.
For real, bro. So I just wanted to ask you, how was your experience, man, with having, your first child, with discovering like sex, and this is for the team, this is for the teams who's watching this and all them and everybody else too. But I want to, how was it, man? And realizing like, damn,
man. Well, I'll say this as far as one. I'll say this. Having my son was amazing.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I was telling you off camera, and we might, we have more kids. We might make a tradition out of this, but we didn't know whether or not we were having a boy or girl until she conceived the baby. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a lot of stress for me, man.
yeah. It is kind of tricky because people don't know whether or not they should buy you boy or girl stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. It sounds like it kind of like asking about just even like the pregnancy process. Like,
No, let me break down the question
Okay.
more better. I'm asking this: how you feel about the phrase "sex starts families"?
okay, sex.
That's what I'm asking.
I
How do you
think-
feel about that?
question behind the question.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I think that's a fact. I think without context, sex creates families or sex starts families.
Extra, how you feel about that?
I think one, it is true. You know what I'm saying? It's part of reproduction, right?
part of reproduction,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's part
Absolutely.
of it. With context, knowing that I am speaking to teens, or you're asking this.
No. This is for everybody.
Oh,
This
okay,
adults.
for-
This
oh, okay,
adults
for-
too,
for-
man.
for-
You ain't gotta look, man. If
All right,
they watching this,
for sure.
face
sure.
off, man. Shit,
Yeah,
fucking, all that.
yeah, for sure.
Cracking. Cracking, big dog.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Well, even with context, knowing that I'm speaking to people, I think that there should be. And I say this, there should be more conscious awareness. I think a lot, not to pivot off of this, because it's still aligned to what we're talking about. We don't really address STDs. We don't really address STDs like that. You know what I'm saying? Let alone the development of a family. When we engage with sex. You know what I'm saying? I think that phrase is powerful in the sense that, how can I say this? It's powerful in the sense that sex isn't just sex, right? It's an instrument to procreate, to build a family tree. You know what I'm saying? And by viewing it as such, it kind of like having promiscuous sex literally diminishes that statement, right? Like, because there's people out here that's just having sex and they ain't creating babies.
Not yet.
Not yet. So, and to me, that's what makes that phrase powerful, because by saying it, you're and accepting it, you're receiving the truth. Then by me doing this, I am potentially creating a family. You know what I mean? And that in itself is a responsibility that a man and a woman has to has to accept, right? You know, and there's people out here that don't. They run from that responsibility. Now they do the do leading up to it. They had a sex, right? Mm-hmm. But they don't.
That's the fun part.
That's the fun. That's the fun
Knocking
part.
the boots.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when their family responsibility kick in, you know what I'm saying? That's when the other part of that person's character presents itself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of young gentlemen, you know, yeah, you want the coochie, you know what I'm saying, and you're getting it, but then she tell you she's pregnant, you know what I'm saying? Again, it just goes back to what we're saying. Either you going to, you know, I don't want to use the phrase step up, but like either you going to like, yeah, accept your responsibilities or you not. And for young.
We doing all this business stuff and whatnot, and doing all this community work. We're not doing family work. Gotta really get in tune with really getting back to the family. Like, sit down with your family. You get
lady, you know, I've heard horrendous stories about, you know, if they don't, you know, if a young woman doesn't, you know, go the abortion route, you know, I've heard horrendous stories of them throwing babies away or, you know, crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying?
And finding babies.
You know what I'm saying? So women definitely also step away from the responsibility as well. But I think that phrase is powerful. It's powerful. Sex creates families.
Sex creates families, man.
Yeah, it kind of like that phrase itself, it essentially reshapes how we think of it. If that's like if somebody's hearing this for the first time and having that birds and the bees conversation for the first time, and we say, hey, sex create families. And that's like this literally making them reframe in their own mind something that they just like naturally, it was already placed within them. They know like procreation and all that conversation, having reproductive organs, all that good stuff. But it's like, damn, sex creates families. And if we can help the next generation, that's one of the things that we're passionate about, is helping the next generation be able to be more aware of the decisions that they make. Be able to expose them to all the different options, all the different outcomes of you laying down with this person. This is what can come from it. Depending on the type of person you laying down with.
Absolutely.
This is what this can happen. This can happen. This can happen. You got to have to be able to accept the responsibility, like you said, and not run from it, and being able to like have that, because it takes a lot of bravery. That's what I'm hearing from a lot of parents. It takes a lot of bravery to be a parent.
Absolutely.
Because you literally have for the rest of your life, and I don't have any children yet.
Yeah.
But I definitely desire to have some. And for the rest of your life, you are literally responsible for this person.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You got to pour into them. So when people get their reframing of sex leads to family, like, oh, okay, then they know the concept of family for the most part. The majority of people do.
Absolutely.
They got other people that been through different situations and all that, but the majority of people, you know, like that's, we were born, our family was around. When we get up out of here, our family gonna be around.
Right.
So our whole entire life is centered around family, essentially.
Yeah.
But we make that conscious decision on planting that seed, like, hey, sex leads to family, creates family. It's like, oh, okay, damn, let me work on myself and make sure I'm cool. I gotta get a better attitude. I'll get a couple of dollars real quick. Like, hold on, whoa. Do I got a support system at home? For real?
Right.
Like, we create that, plant that seed, and creates an internal dialogue that'll essentially help us become better human beings, in my opinion.
The other thing it makes me think about, you know, is like, it can also produce that question, and this is to me a healthy question. Do I want to create a family with you?
Absolutely. That's a great question.
That's the question I was thinking.
That's one of the best
I'm saying?
One of the best questions you can ask the partner.
I don't think most, you know what I'm saying, most men, we ain't thinking about we want to create a family with you.
I wasn't, brother.
Hey,
I was not.
Dips? and you see them booty jiggling.
I was not, brother.
You like, hey man, god damn.
You think about no family,
bro.
And I
I'm
be
like,
telling people,
oh.
man, ain't nobody here be saying they perfect, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right on, yeah.
I to this day, you know what I mean? We all like a nice booty. You know what I mean? But it's the fact on reacting on it. You know what I mean?
1000%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you said. The question becomes: is this person what we call morals, values, and principles? I call them MVPs. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Nah, I didn't make that up though, man. You know that Henry Clark, all the greats said it, man. So I don't know which one of them made it, but it comes from the greats. But anyway, the MVPs, morals, values, and principles, man. We gotta ask, hey, it's her morals and values and principles before I get in that MVP pussy. You know what I mean?
Like, what are they?
The
What do you
pussy
represent?
might be MVP.
Right.
Hey,
But the
moral
moral
values and principles ain't standing
out,
there.
right.
It might be good. She might look good, fuck good, suck good. But everything there, man, it's tarnished, man. You can't grow with nobody, man.
Yeah.
We gotta really start being. It sounds cliche, man, but it's time, bro. It's 20. They trying to get rid of us in 2054, man. I be telling everybody that get on here, every guest, man. If you don't know, man, in the 2050s, they saying black folks supposed to have a zero income. Last time we had a zero income, what was that, brother?
Zero income.
Yeah,
That's slavery. That's slavery.
That's why I got you on my show. Because your lineage. That's exactly what I said. I said that shit sound like they trying to slave us.
Zero income. Okay.
As a whole, we supposed to have an income of
2054.
I don't even.
What, cuz?
2054.
In the 2050s. I mean, in 2050s.
I can't
I say 2050s 'cause
conceptualize that.
That's crazy.
I personally can't conceptualize that because that's basically implying that, you know, as black people, we're not trading and selling goods and services.
Basically.
That don't even make sense. Now, if you was to say that there'll be a smaller amount of black people, I won't disagree with that.
Yeah.
And here's why. Because of interracial relationships.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? So I think that there definitely is about to be like an extreme large number of mixed racial humans. You know what I'm saying?
They did this shit back in the day to us.
Oh yeah.
People don't understand it.
1,000%. You know, scientific, all experiment, all that.
Bro, they do the same tricks on us, bro.
And it's crazy.
Switch the playbook.
And it's crazy to know, you know, and I know we ain't gotta go too far into this, but it's crazy to know that we have somebody in office right now actively abolishing our history, right? On a practical level. Right, not a theoretical level, because I say that because we have the power to continue to teach.
Agreed.
Right, you know what I'm saying, and it's becoming even more of our responsibility to speak about our history and stuff like that. Just by being aware that somebody's in office in 2025, really actively saying, "Hey, that Black history right there." That's illegal now. You can't have that statue. That's crazy to think about. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. It's sad. So,
and to the inverse of that, I think that the whole like past 10 minutes of our conversation and how I'm interpreting all of this and processing all of this is like the quote unquote wake up call for us to do for self.
1,000%.
This is the wake up call for us to do for self.
Do for who, cuz?
Do for self. Whatever that looks like for you, just know it includes you doing for you.
That's real.
That's just know that.
It
includes you doing for you.
That's so real, bro. And for me, I think that and it's kind of like full circle to just even the beginning, just talking about the whole multimedia, brand building, and all that stuff. I think that that's like a key component to quote unquote my existence and my calling, is to bring more awareness to the ideology of what it would take to do for self. You know what I'm saying? We're not really taught about the concept of branding or marketing for real. And it's a really simple thing to wrap your mind around. But I think what our culture struggles with is the confidence and the belief that if I do this, or if I present this to my community, or or offer this to my community, I will receive. I don't want to use the word income, but what's the word I'm looking for? Because ultimately, that's what it'll boil down to. It's definitely like what I'm getting at is the economical flaw that we experience. When you talk about like gang violence and robberies and stuff like that, a key component or root of it is lack of financial resources. That's why they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? I believe if our black minds were, and it's not that we lack creativity, we got the creativity, but again, like that confidence, and I think the confidence will show itself when the individual is learning. Once you know what I'm saying? Like, once it's like, oh, that's what y'all doing. Oh, that's what they've been doing. That builds the confidence. Now, the practicality, the actually doing it, that's what starts creating the actual change. Agreed. You know what I'm saying? So, so education, you know what I'm saying? I think the educational gap in us being able to know what it takes to, for lack of better words, bet on ourselves, depend on ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't just, I always tell people it's never just having a logo, it's never about just the branding. I always tell people this. Branding, right? And that's such a broad word, but in the realms of, or the scheme of it all, in business, your business is a vehicle, right? Yep. Branding is the car, right? So, you have certain quality levels of branding. You can have a Honda, you know what I'm saying? Might be some cell phone photos, because they fire in this era now, you know what I'm saying? But, you can have a low quality photo, or you can have a high quality photo. In the realms of cars, you can have a Honda, you can have a Lamborghini, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the problem with the whole thing. So you can have a Lamborghini, right? Brand, stay with me. You can have high quality photos, websites, all of those things. The problem of that is you may not have no engine. The engine is the actual work or the actual service itself that you offer to your community. The engine is also your marketing, right? Promoting your entity to the community. So I use that analogy because for a very long time, well over 10 years of my designing and stuff like that, I thought that I was doing both by just doing creating dope graphics, shooting videos. I'm like, oh yeah, branding and marketing are completely two completely different things. So for a very long time, I was building the cars, but there was no engine in them. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that the hard way, just getting clients and stuff, and some of them having relatively decent budgets and expecting an outcome, and I'm just creating artwork, just designing stuff. Now, could what I was doing play a part in the outcome that these people was looking for? Absolutely, but it wasn't marketing. You know what I'm saying? So I think if our culture, learn more about those concepts, you know what I'm saying? I think that'd be, I don't want to say a solid start, but it'd be part of the foundation that we would need as a culture to be able to bet on ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Give us a good marketing tip. Give us one, for example.
1,000%.
Lead Your Lineage. Give us a live one right here.
1,000%. So I will say I haven't done all of my homework on the platform. I don't know how much micro content that you guys do.
Just give us one off the top.
Yeah, no, for sure. If I don't know how long these episodes last, but if they're 30 minutes to an hour, you know what I'm saying? AI platform like Opus. I don't know if y'all heard of Opus clips.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now, all of the clips that they spit out, they might not be the best, but you can find you good 3, 4, 5 out of an hour conversation. But micro content, content in general for social media, that's marketing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's one. And I as they come to me, I'll throw out some more stuff for sure.
And so I get with you, but it's probably somebody who don't get with you. So I always be trying to make sure everybody can be on the same thing. And so for us, that would be the content we drop, because we do drop shorts and all that, et cetera, et cetera. That would be our marketing. Now, our branding would be like what? Us? Would that be us doing our events, or would that be us representing families, or what would that be?
So your branding is, I'll say it like this. Your branding is what you're telling your audience without having to say anything.
Okay.
Right? When you get into imagery... Right?
Damn,
so
that was powerful.
Yeah, for sure. So when you get into imagery, right, someone looks at your flyer, you know what I'm saying, without... Now, granted, there'll be words and stuff on it, right? But that still goes... You're not physically saying anything, though. You know what I'm saying? So your imagery... I was just telling somebody earlier today, so you have there's a difference between your front-end design and your internal or back-end design. Your front end design is the and I use the word assets, right? Even more strongly now in the with dealing with branding and stuff, because I've learned that business owners are able to conceptualize the term assets more than anything else when talking about like photos, flyers, etc. You know, so your front end designs are digital assets that essentially you can invest in one time, and that asset can live for the next 3 to 5, 10 years, depending on how quality it is, right? Okay. Examples of front-end design: logo, social media banners. These are things you don't have to change all the time, you know what I'm saying? Websites, photo shoots, you know, photo shoot, depending on how often you change your look, could last a good year or two, depending on how often you change, you know what I'm saying? But these are things you invest in once, and they can live for a cool amount of time. Yep. But if we don't know that, when we come across somebody that can deliver that quality, and let's say it might be quote unquote pricey, and even that's a whole nother thing. But I
got a whole word about that. Go ahead,
for sure.
Brother. Go ahead.
But being aware that I'll do this once, I should not have to do this again for a while, right? That should help. Yeah. That should help with the decision on betting on yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the other word that in this topic of conversation is investing. Our culture really don't. I believe our culture don't really comprehend that phrase as well. The whole concept of investing is you're putting something in. You're putting into something without getting a return immediately.
Yep.
But you're supposed to get a return.
Yeah.
And when you talk about investing in branding and marketing, it can be extremely scary, because it's like, for one, if you don't have a vision to what you're wanting, even if you meet a marketer or somebody who's saying that, hey, this is how much it would cost for you to do this, if you're not really seeing what you're wanting out of it, that in itself is going to keep you from investing. You know, I don't want to use the word spending. Spending means you've sent money out and it ain't coming back. You go to the restaurant, you just spent that money. You didn't invest anything. You know what I'm saying?
We do a lot of spending.
We do a lot of, our people do a lot of spending. You know, so when in the world of branding and marketing, you know what I'm saying? Investing. So, and again, you know, I'm a huge advocate of the concepts around these things, because and I didn't go to school for any of this stuff neither, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm super big on the concept of these things, because I believe I'm a conceptual person, for one. So, you know, I might learn slow. Right?
That sounds good.
You know, definitely I wasn't in those slow classes. You know what I'm saying? I could have been on that show, but I ain't gonna hold you. I did well. But I was super slow learner. But if the minute I understood a concept of something, it was over. Never forget it. I'll actually start building on top of it. What if you do X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I believe in that. I believe in being able to share things from a different lens that hopefully, you know, it allows for it to be easier to digest, you know, which is tricky, man, because especially in the marketing world, there's a lot of terms and stuff that your everyday person would probably be like, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. And I know I'm familiar with marketing agencies purposely using large terms so sparks can be, I don't know what they're talking about. And then, yeah, it costs this much. Okay, we're just going to trust you to do this stuff's not really that deep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's really not that deep. And you know, again, this all goes back to just being equipped, having the resources, having the knowledge on how to leverage how to leverage the story that you're telling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's a beast, man. It is a beast, but I think it's worth our people taking the time to really understand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to learn something. It's a whole other thing to understand something.
Agreed.
You know, you can get information thrown at you all day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You could even be taking notes. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't understand it, you ain't really learned nothing for real.
And I want to piggyback what you were saying, too. Piggyback off this. You know how you were saying you felt like, man, your felt is a real statistic. When black folks, this is a true study, when black folks make the same amount as money as these rich folks, we are less likely to commit crime. A black man is like 3 to 4 times less likely to commit a crime as when he get paid to a certain pay as the white man. Yeah. And so that tells you right there that it's not the lack of it's not the lack of character. It's not the lack of morals and the values and principles of us. It's the environment. It's the opportunities. Man, a youngster, man, I'm not going to say his name, man. This is why I always say we can learn from youngsters. A youngster. And I say this out of respect, brother. I say this out of respect. I'm saying this out of pure respect when I say a youngster. I'm saying this out of respect because you young and he taught me something. He taught me, bro, you can sell commercial planes just like you can sell cars. God damn, bro, I ain't know about that shit when I was your age, bro. You can sell planes, bro. Right. I'm sitting here like, damn.
I've never thought about that until you just said it.
Bro, my point.
Absolutely.
So it's not the fact that us black folks, we just didn't know, bro.
Exposure,
everything. Like I always say, man, as black folks, you felt 3 to this. 3 of these things growing up. You either did nothing at all, or you played ball, or you was in the streets.
That's it.
Or you rapped, or you try to make music.
That's it.
Or you did nothing at all. So it's 4 things. You did nothing at all, you played ball, you rapped, or you was stuck in the streets.
Yo.
It wasn't nothing else, bro. They didn't tell us about no goddamn airplane. You can sell. I didn't even know. I never even thought about people even selling the airplane. Like, bro, you know what? They do gotta buy them bitches. You know what
it's real.
Like,
it's real.
Somebody is making these
exposure, man.
So you saying all that exposure, and I'm glad you in that business to get our people this exposure because we don't know about marketing, we don't know about branding. All of this is hard, and a lot of people complaining right now. A lot of black people open up businesses. That's great. We got to get these. The problem is these businesses is not growing because we don't know all of this. Yeah, man. And another thing is sometimes we can't expect it, man, because I've been realizing like. Try to explain lead your lineage to even family members, man. It will go over their head because, you know, they don't see the terms of it growing and keep going. And
if they don't see the green, they don't know what we mean.
They don't know what you mean.
That's just
you know what I mean?
Cleverly put.
You for real? And you got to think about it, man. Most people who say family don't see it until it's in their face.
Yep.
So I want people, because I don't want y'all to go through what I'm going through, man. Don't expect the family and everybody, oh, man, nobody's going to have to support you going through that. You got to find your crowd, bro. Perfect example, bro. And I'll share this right now. We got a reel right now on Facebook. It only got like four likes, 74 views. On Instagram, we got like 200, on TikTok and on YouTube. They got over 1,000, over 100 likes, comments.
Yeah.
You gotta most of the time, and then think about it on Instagram or Facebook. I tell cuz, and I'm just sharing this, and I normally don't share business like that. I'm just sharing being vulnerable so people can know this. Like, I want y'all to keep going. Like you said, on Facebook and Instagram, who following us most of the time? Cuz family, friends, people we know.
Yep.
You know what I mean? For some odd reason, man, I don't know why, but in the black community, it don't work like that. We like to celebrate all these other people. You'll see a family member go buy a concert, go buy a ticket at a concert for one of their singers who $1,000. I ain't gonna say no names because I ain't gonna hate. Go ahead and make them $1,000 tickets. You know who I'm talking about, baby girl. You know what I mean? Hey, baby girl, I ain't hating because break me in, baby. Let me get on stage and let me just say, lead your lineage, y'all. Lead your lineage, y'all. So I ain't gonna hate. Hey, I'm appreciate. You know what I mean? God damn it. I'm trying to get in to sell a ticket for $1,000.
That's real.
Damn it. But anyway, baby, I ain't gonna hate. But no, you see family and buy a ticket for $1,000, but man, they won't even put in $5 for your thing. But it's
real.
It's something you gotta learn though. Eventually they will, bro. When they see that ball rolling, I kept telling cuz we've been doing this for what 3-4 years. At first the ball wasn't rolling. I kept telling cuz, I said, cuz watch when we got the rolling. I know this because I'm gonna keep it 100. I was thugging in the streets, and I remember when me and the crew was first broke, and as we kept getting money, more people kept trying to get into. I told cuz, I said, watch when the ball come rolling. More people gonna want to start coming through, and now it's starting to roll because they starting to see. So man, I agree. We gotta get this knowledge, and we gotta be searching for this knowledge though.
Yeah.
We can't just expect everything gonna work out. We can't just expect everybody gonna be following pursuit. We can't just expect you gonna find your crowd right away, bro. It take time to find your people, and it take time for your people to find you as well. So yeah, we appreciate that marketing tip, man.
The to your point, to both y'all points. So not non-shameless plug. A couple weeks ago, I did a co-facilitated a workshop called Becoming Through Change.
Yeah.
And essentially we defined transition and we defined change. A transition would be us going from boy to man. A change would be the mindset that we have as a boy. We can't take that into manhood. So we have to change our mindset.
You got to change your mindset.
You can elect to be the same.
Right.
But you need to. But if you want to grow and adapt to the world that we're living into, you have to select a different mindset.
Right.
And that's completely up to the person that is going through the adaptation, going through that transition.
Yeah, for sure.
And to your point, because as we're transitioning into early stage, idea stage of entrepreneurship into like growing and actually scaling the business, we're becoming through the change. And people that are closest to us, they're seeing it. Oh, y'all doing something different now. Y'all different. Yes, we are different because we couldn't remain the same. We couldn't be the same Sean and Teron from 3 years ago,
right?
And bring it into now to what we got going on now,
right?
None of that shit would have happened,
right?
And it also took us to have a different mindset about it too. You know, we both had to come to terms with this. Like y'all, we can put it in y'all face, but y'all not gonna get it. Right? They don't see the green. They don't know what it means. But to your point too, in terms of that transition, like that branding and marketing piece, especially when you want to go after those corporate dollars, you got to learn the language.
Got to learn the language.
And we're learning the language. We're learning the lingo of what it's very linear. Their lingo is very linear.
And
we speak creatively, though.
Yeah.
Like us melanated people, we speak extremely creatively. Like if you in Indianapolis, you know what I'm about to say. How you what? You know what that means.
How you what?
You know what that means. You from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And then I can put an acronym of whatever, and majority of black people in America know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. They're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about just by acronym.
Yeah.
And that's but in the corporate sense, they like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What is how you what? That's not even grammatically correct.
It's not even correct. Yeah.
But it having that transition from, okay, we are here, we're serving families, we're doing this with our family. Now we're taking it to the next level to be able to have a bigger impact, to make more income, to be able to have a lasting legacy that'll be here for our children.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's a transition and a change all simultaneously.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you this. When it comes to you transitioning into being the family man or lineage leader that you are, what did you have to change in yourself to become the lineage leader that you are for your son and your family?
Right. Yeah, nah.
And clear your throat, brother. That's it.
Yeah, nah.
We need to hear. We need it from the soul.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
The real answer.
What did I have to change? And I love how you gave me context of the difference between transition and change.
I do what I can, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm very clear on the question. That's why I said I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
What did I have to change? To be honest, there's stuff that's still changing, but
That's real.
yeah, but something that I've really had to change, believe it or not, was self-love. Loving myself. I don't know if it's because I'm like super creative or something. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I don't know if y'all heard that term, like, I don't know if it's creatives or if it's I'll just say how it's coming to my mind. I might be sabotaging it, but they say like some of the greatest creatives are insecure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I have my reasons of my insecurities in the past, you know what I'm saying? Just even from like from childhood, you know what I'm saying? I'll share this just kind of in context to that as far as like me changing self-love, you know what I'm saying? When I was about 6 or 7, a cyst grew in my mouth. And from my understanding, I don't know 100% of what an cyst is, but I do know it's cancerous. And if you do not remove a cyst out of your body, it can develop and turn into cancer. So when I was about 6 or 7, one grew in my mouth. And it was crazy how it happened because one day I just woke up. I wasn't in pain or nothing. I just went to the mirror and like literally the half of my face, one side of my face was like super swollen. And then the other half was like regular. And I didn't feel no pain. And I was like, Ma, like something's wrong. And she looked, she was like, ah. She was like, oh my God. She's like, we gotta take you to the hospital. So, and then they gave me some x-rays and stuff. And they was like, yo, he has an cyst wrapped around his adult teeth. I didn't even have adult teeth yet.
Damn.
I had full baby teeth still in my mouth. So my teeth didn't even fall out yet. So they went in and took my 4 baby teeth out just to pull out 1 adult teeth. You know, so I really got 3 teeth. I'm doing the Trinidad James. You know what I'm saying? I really got 3 teeth up top. You know what I'm saying? But I bring that, I give that context. So I experienced bullying. I got bullied about my teeth early on, very early on. So I experienced that. That played a part in like my level of insecurity. Just dealing with teenagers, just the experience of high school, you know what I'm saying? Although I had a great high school experience, you know what I'm saying? But certain experiences played into insecurities, you know what I'm saying? So fighting that stuff in my early 20s, right? When I found out that I was having my son, that when we speak about the change and that part of like just self-love, I think, and this is something I still tell myself today, how I show up for myself, I want my son to see that. You know what I'm saying? And the way I show up is unspoken, right? And kids, even adults, but kids are the number one people who's watching what you do versus what you say. Number one. And you really peep it when they're saying or doing something unconsciously. Responding, like, you know what I'm saying? My son, he's 2.5, saying thank you, saying, you know what I'm saying, yeah, you welcome, you know what I'm saying? He has manners. Saying excuse me. It just trips me out, you know what I'm saying? And I can't take full credit for that, of course not, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to that change component, I know that self-love was definitely something, or just how I view myself, something I definitely had to start changing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's one that I can think of for sure that I know. But this season right now, something that's changing for me is my value in health. Exercise and working out. Definitely want to start like eating more healthier, but just being more conscious of exercising and working out. I found myself being fatigued sometimes. Not recently, but just knowing that as and not even just my little boy, but my bonus daughter. You know what I'm saying? She's an athlete. You know, I want to be able to, if she or he asks, hey, can you come outside to do X, Y, Z, or can we go over this? I want to, still be able to move my limbs and be athletic enough to challenge them, to help them get better. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I ain't gonna hold you. My right knee check engine light been cutting on. You know what I'm saying? You know, that age is really like showing itself. I ain't that old. I'm 32. I'm 32. Bro. Yeah. I got flat feet though. I got flat feet though. He's like, I ain't trying to hear that. Yeah, man. But I've been more hyper aware and conscious of that. So
that's good.
Yeah, I definitely want to get back into. I want to get into reactivating my inner athlete. You know what I'm saying?
That's real, man.
Yeah.
That's real. Let me hit you with this, because Cuz hit me with this a couple years ago on our way with Walmart. Everything you saying, I went through too, man. Self-love, man, but it's in a different way. I had to start learning how to take care of myself, just like how you saying you had to learn how to be more healthier. And Cuz hit me with this one day. We was talking. He was talking about his pops, man. He was like, yeah, man, my pops took care of everybody. He said, yeah, man. Then out of the middle of nowhere, he said, yeah, but I wish he cared more for himself and took care of more himself. I said, what you mean by that, Cuz? He said, I wish he was more selfish. Excuse me. I said, why you say that, Cuz? Why you wish he was more selfish? He was like, man, if he was more selfish, he'd have lived here longer. And it hit me, and I got quiet. I'm like, damn. Cuz saying basically if his daddy loved everybody around him, but if his daddy really paid attention, if he took care of himself, he'd be here longer to help everybody around him. Yeah. How you gonna help everybody around you if you down? Yeah. And man, after that day, bro, I've been taking care of myself. I've been thinking like, damn, because if something happened to me today, who gonna homeschool my kids? Who gonna love my wife? Who gonna do all this stuff that I do? Who gonna be here for Lead Your Lineage? Who gonna do this? Who gonna be there for my other brand? Who gonna, not even just businesses, man. Who gonna help my family? Not even just my kids and my wife, my cousin, my mama, my aunties, my grandma, my little cousins, my sister. You know, so that right there, you know, that piece is, I feel like as fathers, is something we have to start paying attention to. Mm-hmm. Finding that time, bro. I don't know if you do, but it's been hard for me. And if you got some tips, let me know.
You gotta take it.
Finding that time, I'm talking about for yourself. It's hard, bro. I got 3 kids. I got 6, 4, 1. I homeschool. Not only I homeschool, I run businesses. I go to school myself, bro. I'm in fashion school, which is the class is starting again. You know what I mean? And then I work a part-time job. Yeah. So really finding time for myself has been hard. Yeah. I told Cuz the other day, the best thing I tell us fathers is we can do with that is just finding 5 minutes every now and then. 5 minutes eventually add up to an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I would say to that is you have to take the time.
Explain that to me.
So it's really prioritizing yourself, you know, and creating some level of a non-negotiable. Now, for myself, I haven't been 100% with this, but you know, when I talk about as far as like being more healthy, being more serious about like my health and exercising and stuff. So it's September. It's the end of September, rather. So I've taken a break from. I was running a mile about 4 or 5 times a week for about 3 months. So, but this past month for September, I really took a break on running. I've been walking, but not even that often. I probably walk 3 days out of the week. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I paused or kind of slowed down in September because, you know, I joked about my right knee, but I think I'm experiencing runner's knee. You know what I'm saying? So, even right now, there's like a little pain that I'm feeling, and I know that I probably just need to hit the gym. You know what I'm saying? Actually develop whatever muscle, whatever. But I'm bringing that up because the beginning of my journey of deciding I'm gonna run a mile every day, or mostly every day throughout the week, I knew just off of just previous journeys of my 20s of like, you know, stopping and starting as far as working out. I knew them first 3 weeks was gonna be hell. I already knew, like, and that second week was probably gonna be the toughest. Cause like that first week is just pure like adrenaline, like especially like those first 2 or 3 days, you really like on a high that you committed to this idea. Yeah. That second week really gonna challenge you because that I don't really want to do this kicks in. And once you can get past that, though, like, you know, they say like that 21 days, once you can get past that, what starts happening is it's like your body is telling you or expecting that push or whatever that you're doing in the morning time. Saying that to say none of that wouldn't have happened unless I made the decision to take the available time or to what is perceived to be available. Now, to your point with 3 kids and stuff, I don't know how early the first kid wakes up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes taking time might be waking up earlier than you usually wake up. You know what I'm saying? Or going to bed, if it's possible, earlier than you usually go to bed to wake up earlier than everybody else to give yourself the time that you deserve to be able to show up for everybody. You know, on my journey of starting to run, you know, for me, I found myself in like, you know, I found myself being frustrated just because of life. Mm-hmm. What I started learning was when I was running, it was affecting my mental health in a positive manner. You know, I was having insecure thoughts, and this is this year, you know, Debbie Downer thoughts. And after I would exercise, and it wasn't just running, I would do like some calisthenics too, mixed with it. You know what I'm saying? But I knew the running was like the meat of like my focus. You know, if I ran, I felt like I did something that day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like after my run/exercises, whatever thought that I had going into it was gone, and I felt good about myself. And I started chasing that. I started chasing mental health. Right? Runner's knees kicked in September, starting to kind of creep back in a little bit. So now I'm like, all right, let me get myself back into like a community where there's fitness and stuff. So I'm not so bent on thinking too much about what type of exercise I have to do and stuff like that. And I'm more just focused on showing up and then allowing the, you know, now if I do have a personal trainer, which I don't right now, you know, then what I'm saying can be even more practical. But what I was basically getting at, not having to focus so much on the exercises, but more focusing on showing up and allowing, you know, if it's a group fitness or if it's a personal trainer, letting them kind of like take the bearing of what it is that I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, ultimately though, taking the time, essentially, I'm just saying, you know, when we talk about making some adjustments in your day or creating non-negotiables, even with your family. Hey, from this time to this time, I need this. I'm gonna be in this bathroom. I'm gonna be in this closet, dark closet, wherever. I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna be in the car. I need this time, y'all.
Real talk.
Even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. You gotta take it though. I don't, because as we continue to be leaders and stuff, so much stuff calls for us for our presence, and if we don't take the time, we'll never find it. You know what I'm saying? And then, and then we're just or we just left with embracing the moments where we feel like we're taking time for ourselves. And that can be a vacation, but you with your family.
Real talk. Bro.
It ain't for you.
Man.
And don't let the kids be with you, then it really ain't for you.
It really ain't, bro. Let me go on this vacation. And then the vacation, it seemed like a job, I can't even say it, a job vacation.
Jobcation. That might be the title, Jobcation.
Yeah, Jobcation. Turn to a Jobcation.
Yeah, man. And So, and for me, bro, I threw out some of those things as far as like, where you can take those times, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Car. You know what I'm saying? Not on a miserable level. Some miserable people, they drive in the driveway and they sit and be like, man, I gotta go in. That not from that perspective.
No.
But time for self.
For break, yeah.
Time for self.
Thinks.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Sometimes for me, times for self for me, I listen to a lot of sermons.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of sermons. Real big on like audiobooks. Now, I'm not against reading. You know what I'm saying?
No, black folks, y'all know what? Can I tell y'all something? Y'all know we are against reading?
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all know we are against reading? Because y'all got ancestors wasn't reading for 400 years.
Yeah, 1,000%.
For real, man.
1,000.
I read, man. What made me, you know what's so crazy? I think the best thing happened to me was me not being able to talk, man. I had a speech impediment, and so they thought something was wrong with me, but the teacher kept telling them who I kept going to. She kept saying, nah, this boy's smart. You see, like, if you have him write down, and he can read and comprehend, it's just I was having a hard time reading and comprehend. So with those, make a long story short, with those classes, she got me real good with reading, comprehend, and not only writing it down to be able to talk and loud it out. So she taught me a lot of stuff, and it just made me like reading. So I feel like that class got that ancestral out of me, that ancestral DNA that don't like reading. Bro, reading and listening to audio is totally different.
It is.
Reading
For sure.
and
It's a different
anything
power.
else is totally different.
Yeah.
Bro, we gotta read, bro.
Yeah.
Man, they got books that make fun of us. Yeah, man, we putting this in this book because Negroes is not going to read this. And Negroes don't know how to read, so we're fine by writing this book. We are okay by writing this book, man. So we gotta pick up them books, man. They got books why we act like this. The Willie Lynch letter.
Come on.
My favorite book to tell people is the Religion's Instructions of the Negro. And tell you why you Christian, whether people want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
And tell you why, bro. So,
Yes, it was because it was beat into us.
Yeah, man. It beat into us for us
Which
to be
is,
better.
I was about to say it's a whole nother thing. It ain't a whole nother thing.
No,
It's not.
man. Anything that was
Wow.
given to us to make us better slaves, man, we need to get rid of it. And my wife said this. She said, why do we don't want to get rid of it? Because if anybody practiced anything before slavery, any of our traditions before slavery, we get looked at as weird.
That's so fucking weird. It is. It's weird to be looked at as weird.
Yeah,
It is weird to be looked at as weird.
Go ahead.
When we practicing our traditions, our original traditions before getting colonized, you looked at it as weird. But if you practice what we have taught after colonization, everybody look at you as normal, behave. You are actually, you are actually sane.
Right.
But me practicing, And another thing, me practicing what traditional is, they could consider me woke. Me practicing traditional
Right.
black culture, because we was the original people around the world. So no matter what I was practicing, and if it was us, me practicing traditional culture, I am considered woke. The white man doing his shit, he's a traditional white man. The Chinese, he's a traditional man. The Mexican man, he does his Mexican thing. He's a traditional man. Me, I'm a woke man. Because I do what is originally traditional before my people got colonized. That's woke, weird. That's weird. That's some W words for me. That's weird myself that I get looked at as weird for being woke. Well, not woke, but I said woke for them to understand what I'm saying, to be a traditional man. You know, So I don't know what made me bring that up, bro. I forgot what you said, but it just sparked my idea of that. And I was like, man, damn, man, we got that reading shit, man. We got to read, man. We got to read, bro. I feel you. Listen to the audio, but read, practice, man.
Absolutely.
It's in your DNA. One of your ancestors wasn't reading. Your ancestors wasn't reading.
Yeah,
so now I got
threatened.
you.
Life was being threatened.
Yeah, now when you reading, your ancestors' genetic code is coming up like, hey, you better not read that, nigga.
I think what happens to me.
That's so funny.
I think what happens.
Bro, crazy.
Yeah, no, I feel it though. I think what happens to me, and I don't disagree. I'm actually in tune with what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, we hear a lot about, and we said we're not gonna say the name, so I ain't gonna say the name, but we hear a lot about Black American culture's outcomes to where we're at, but to not address the roots, to not address why Black Americans are the way that they are in today's society, to not address the why, to me is borderline racist, if not racist, to not address it. And if you're Black and you're not addressing it, then that just means you're lost. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I like that concept.
And because man, I mean this topic obviously is it's deep. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard this before. Leaders or readers.
Say that.
Leaders,
my mama always said that.
Leaders or readers.
That's what my mama made me read.
But I think what happens to me when I read, it's not that, and maybe early on it was a dislike, but once I started really learning more about what you're talking about, like ancestry, just trauma being passed down, and just that confusion of like, why is there a dislike to something or a discomfort to something and not have a real context to it? Like, I wasn't just born like this. No, you wasn't just born like that. Like, there's ancestry, there's DNA, there's actual trauma DNA passed down.
One of your ancestors probably got whipped for real.
No, seriously,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
Bullshit.
But I think what happens to me a little now is, I don't want to say now, but as I can be conscious about the times that I have read, I find myself like getting tired and stuff. And even in that, I know it's BS. Yeah. Like, I'm not really tired. Like, why am I getting tired while I'm reading? Like, I'm not even.
I fall asleep reading a physical book.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But this dude go to sleep.
That's what I'm saying.
My fault.
But that's what I did though. I had to switch around the times I read.
Okay.
I had to switch around the times I read. I was reading like before I'll do stuff and like spend 2 hours doing so, then I'll sit down and read. That ain't gonna work. I gotta start off my day like
reading.
I
mentally.
think it's a.
You gotta wake up and read.
I think for real. I think
I
that'll be me as well. I think that'll be like the best time for me to read. You know what I'm saying?
Wake up and read.
But with audios, they say. Faith comes from hearing and hearing and hearing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, when I highlight speaking or when I highlight just saying, I listen to a lot of like sermons or audios, if you will. I listen to a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I believe.
One of my favorite.
When you say sermons, man, you talking about like gospel sermons?
Yeah, like pastors. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just asking.
For sure.
Because if I don't know, I gotta know.
And that's fair. I think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this too for like the listeners and stuff. my early 20s, even look, matter of fact, right before I got out of high school, I had this belief. I was raised, I'll say it like that. I was raised with this belief that if you do not go to college, you were a failure in life and you were not going to do well.
Yeah.
That's what I was raised to believe. Until I met a white man at Ivy Tech Community College. Shout out to Mr. Fred Feltner. He introduced me to Tony Robbins and Eric Thomas. And that is when that was my first time being exposed to the philosophy / ideology of the pursuit of happiness. Wholeheartedly, meaning there's people that, we ain't talking about money right now. There's people that wake up every single day happy, intentionally, on purpose, in spite of life. When I was exposed to that, my life's never been the same. I've been obsessed with the idea of the pursuit of happiness. And have there been shallow moments in my life where I'm like, oh, I want to be viral, or oh, I want to be famous, or oh, I want a lot of money? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But God and life, right? Where I've been humbled on numerous occasions to be shown that none of that stuff's important. And I'm receiving that. I'm receiving that awareness not because I have it, but in this moment of my life now, but it's because of going so long without it. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, you know, some people come to their, and I can only speak so much about this, but some people come to their awareness of how lack of now, granted, money is extremely important, but like the lack of importance, right, on the of money because of how much they have of it, and they see like, oh, I thought my life was gonna be like this, you know, so they don't value it as much. What I'm saying is because I went so long without it, I don't value it as much, you know, and not to the extent to not strive to create a business to make a lot, but it's not my God, you know. And I think poverty has a unique way of making money, making people think that money is their God. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real, bro. For real, bro.
Yeah, you know.
For real.
Money or everything.
Cause
MOB, MOE.
Nah, for real, man. That starts because
Hood phrases.
For real.
That starts because in poverty, money is everything. Shit, money. If you waking up every day hungry, your needs in poverty can all be fixed with a little money. And so that's where that money comes from. That's where that concept of money over everything.
That's why it's the projects.
Everything you're going through can be fixed with money.
Yep.
You waking up hungry.
Right.
You waking up don't knowing if you gonna have shelter. You waking up barely with clothes.
This is a sick cycle.
No, it is.
Yeah. You waking up with all of this shit. And all of this is coming to your head. Because it reminded me, when you said that, it reminded me of me and my brother. We was hungry. And shit, that happened. I don't know if that was my first robbery, but I remember that was one of my first robberies. We robbed because we was hungry.
Come on.
We wasn't robbing because of anything. If somebody sat and showed us and be like, hey, bro, look, I know y'all want to rob some people, but if you do this, and that's another thing. People think that when people in poverty, they need something that's going to work now.
You literally took the words out of my mouth because that's what I was about to point out.
I can't work. I don't need something that I can invest into. Like how we was talking about earlier. That's why black folks don't know about investing.
Come on.
Because I don't need something that's, bro.
I need something right now.
I'm going to say it again. It's a sick cycle.
Yeah.
I need something. I need something now.
I hear you, bro.
Bro, yeah, I hear you,
I need something right now.
You know, my stomach been, bro, I'm on empty right now, my nigga.
It's a word,
my
bro.
kids, my brother, my family, whoever it is you taking care of, or whoever it is, but they hungry too, and you want them to survive. So it ended up going to, Yeah, I need something that is gonna help me right now. I need something that's gonna help the people I'm around, and I need it to move fast. How do we get that as people right now, man? No, go ahead.
What I would say to what's coming to me, and I'll give context to after I say this, but I say this to a handful of some of the thought leaders here in the city that I've been blessed to serve. You know, greatness is in the details, and what I mean is, because it's true, and you know, you literally said what I was about to point out. If you hadn't said it, like, niggas need something right now.
Today.
Like, I hear you, brand building, all that. One, I ain't got no camera. Two, I don't know them niggas that's good at marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what you saying right now really ain't hitting for real. Like,
Three, my nigga, man. Look, none of this shit matter. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry right now.
I'm tired of this shit.
I'm not about to pretend like I have the complete answer for that, but from my personal experience, and I get it, people can be like the anomaly out of a circumstances and situation. The fact of the matter is, a sacrifice was made, right? In discipline and decision, and I'll say it like this, because we can't overlook the reality of what you're talking about. I need something right now.
Yeah.
Now,
Real talk.
my attest to that. If there is an answer, this is where community and resources come, and programs.
Yes.
So I don't want to make no excuse for nobody, because as I'm continuing to get older and stuff, I'm being exposed to hearing that there's resources.
For sure.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
those resources don't be getting known in the hood, though.
Well, marketing.
Yeah.
And I'll touch on this real quick with that. What organizations are having a hard time doing as far as being able to reach our people is the cool. I call it the cool factor. Mm-hmm. Your mission doesn't look that cool, bro. Mm-hmm. Or sis, whoever's running that nonprofit program.
Agreed.
That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
If we can make that look sexy, if we can make that look cool, it'll find a way to reach. You know what I'm saying? I know that's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? But I think that plays a big part of it. So the exposure of the resources, I think can play a major factor in somebody making, for lack of better words, life-altering decisions, because have the decision to rob or whatever, if it goes south, and south meaning jail or death, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then now obviously, it's the decision at the beginning is null and void. You know what I'm saying? The reasoning is valid, which is crazy to even say out loud. How can you justify robbery? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Was poverty. That's how you justify it.
Because we all get animal instincts. If you get
it's
hungry,
animal instincts, that's right.
If you get hungry, I don't give a fuck who you are, bro. If you get hungry, and you get hungry again, and then to the point where your stomach hit the back of
you find out who you really are.
Bro.
You find out who you really are.
You gonna do some shit, bro. And somebody say, hey, bro, and you go outside and you looking and you see a motherfucker, hey, bro, how you eat? Oh, bro, we robbed a pizza man. What? Hey, bro, how you eat? Bro, I'm selling these drugs. What? How you eat? Oh, bro, we been scamming. What? Oh, okay. I'm about to scam, rob, and sell drugs then because I'm hungry, bro.
That's real. Yeah, I think we got to be willing to learn something new.
Yeah.
We got to be willing to. We got.
And you know what though? You know what? In my opinion, one thing I feel like can help. One thing can help is, first of all, the people who do got. The people who do got the money and the black folks, we need to start putting it back in our community. We need them. The Jews say it all the time. The Jews will tell you all the time. The problem is the rich people in the black community don't put back into the people into us. You know what I mean?
A different conversation.
For real. So that's one thing I feel like we can do. Yeah. Another thing I feel like we can do
is a whole different podcast. But I feel I agree with you though.
That is. I mean, but every other race do it. We all black folks got that. Oh, I made it. This is my money concept. And then, for instance, black
Passed
folks
out
get
trauma.
rich and then go spend get a wives a whole bunch of Birkin bags instead of getting rich and go buy a whole bunch of black owned bags. That company that's coming up, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's different ways we can run this shit.
really
You
is.
telling me we got all these billionaires and all these? You telling me LeBron James? I don't give a fuck how he feel if I'm calling him out, bro. He could just rock nothing but black owned brand shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You getting millions, bro.
Guess
you know and the people pay him though. You know,
Yeah, that's what I was about to
people
say. I
people
think
get
that's
paid.
like the only.
However, though, but what I'm saying is though, everybody got an excuse, but other races is doing it. Bro.
They are doing it.
So what
So
the
there really
fuck?
there really is
so
no real
if
excuse.
other races are doing it and we seeing this is the game plan, bro, then therefore it works. So we just ain't doing it. So I feel like that's the second thing. The third thing is, another thing what we can do right now is, man, we got to move different. Okay, we all poor, right? We all ain't got no money, man. What the Mexicans do? Oh, shit, we about to start a community garden. We about to start fucking putting money together. Oh, you hungry? It's cool. Save your money. Come over here and eat this week.
Right.
Then we gonna go over there next week and we gonna eat at that house. Then the next week we gonna eat at that house. Everybody get to save their money.
Yeah, we scared
and
of each
buy
other.
the groceries. We scared to do
We
little.
scared of
Those
each
are
other.
little tangible
Yeah.
things that we can actually do today.
Yeah.
We can all go outside in our community right now and look at our neighbor and be like, "Hey, bro, meal on you today, meal on me tomorrow." All right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meal on such and such the next day, and for a week we got meals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's 4 days you not buying a meal, bro.
Right.
It's 4 days
That's
you getting
deep.
a free fucking meal, bro.
That's actually pretty deep.
You know what I
That's
mean?
community. That's
To
family.
know that you really only
That's
cooking
culture.
once a week.
You only cooking once a week. And then you save it. You know how much money
Yeah,
you save?
absolutely.
Bro, and that's just, you know what I mean? And then to even go deeper, it's people who got skills we can start helping. Oh, okay, for instance, my brother Steve-O. I know he good at gardening. Oh, okay, y'all. Why don't we do this? You get some you get some stuff, get some money, and we gonna help him make his garden bigger.
Yeah.
In return, he's gonna let us come and shop and get this stuff from his garden. Because we gave him the tools to build this garden even bigger. We gotta start.
And that's how we
gotta
circulate the dollar. That's how we circulate the
A
resources.
book that encompasses this entire segment of this conversation on this podcast is Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson.
Yep, that's one of them. And another one, you know what another one is?
What you got?
The Miseducation in the Negro. Shit, I ain't read that. Is Claude Anderson black?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I
And
just had to
and
make
I-
sure he was a black man, because if he
Yeah,
wasn't no black
yeah.
man, I was about to say, fuck that book.
Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson, man. Shout out to Dr. Claude
shout out to
Anderson.
Clyde. I didn't
Yeah,
say
my dog.
no, I didn't say fuck
Yeah,
his. I
yeah.
said he wasn't black.
Nah, yeah,
Now, he
yeah,
black.
for
He
sure.
he got the check mark, so he.
Yeah, that encompasses everything that you just talked about. It talks about literally practicing group economics from a cultural, ethnic lens of blackness. That's what he talks about in the
Simple,
book.
cuz.
And he's like worked that and like
But we can do that today, though. That's not hard, though, cuz.
we can. But who gonna do it though?
That's the only. But what I'm trying to say is, like, little stuff is
I'm just
kind of
being real.
far-fetched.
Who gonna do it?
I don't know, but that's not far fetched.
Me and you, like us three, it would do it.
Yeah,
We'll do it.
Something that's far fetched would be expecting all the rich to help us out. That's far fetched, but us helping each other out, is like the fucking It's the first step up the pyramid, bro.
Look. To get to that though,
What's up?
I agree with everything both of y'all said. To get to that, and this is what I've been on personally. We have to positively impact and influence the heads and the hearts of people to get to that.
Correct.
That's one of the reasons why I got that mental health first aid certification. Because people, they're not right up here.
They're not right.
And if I can identify these different things from a mental health perspective to get them help, now they can go and get the resources that they need to go get the help. So I got a list of them. You go get your help, get yourself together, and now you can come back. We can do what we talking about now.
Right.
We gotta change the heads and hearts of the people first.
It's so simple, man. But you know, another thing.
But that's complex though.
You know another.
But it
thing,
is simple.
That ain't complex. You want me to
I'm
tell
talking about the mental health piece of it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was about to say,
I should have said that.
looking at your neighbor and telling him, hey, we both in the same fucking thing. Why are we fighting each other? We in the same battle. We live
That
in the
go back to
same
Chrisco's point. we scared of each other. We don't talk to each other.
Yeah, it's trust, and
Don't talk to each other.
that's DNA trauma passed on from. You know what I'm saying?
Because how do we trust each other as black men? How do we trust each other as black men?
I'll say
why
this.
we don't trust each other as black men. Answer both of that. How can we start trusting each other as black men, and why us black men don't trust each other?
I'll say this.
You saw something
How do
there?
no? I'm just thinking. How do we? Hell yeah! I guess I did just kind of squirrel. No, I was saying, So I think I was just really thinking. I think you said how.
How can we start trusting each other as black men, and why we don't trust each other as black men?
Okay, I think the how is by giving each other the chance to show up for one another. You know what I'm saying?
Dig into that.
You know, because it don't always have to be like a financial thing, but to not have context to trust, it's kind of hard to go into details. But let's just say on a business level, you know, you thinking about partnering with another black man, you know, but y'all not talking about exchanging money, you know, you just talking about exchanging time and resources, you know, without micromanaging expectations of whatever was discussed, you know, how each individual shows up for one another can potentially build trust. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, again, that's kind of like a overview business example. You know, when we talk about interpersonal, I think the level of conversations and the level of depth of conversations just innately builds trust. You know what I'm saying? From a communication standpoint. But like I said, when we talk about like a practical or transactional standpoint, I think it just kind of derives on how an individual is showing up in the exchange of that business relationship, because you can break the trust by just moving a certain way that the other person probably wouldn't move in that. You get what I'm saying? As far as where the distrust comes from, I myself am not one of the. I'm myself is not one of the people that's gonna always point back to the white man.
Yeah, me neither.
But I am not afraid to not exempt their ass for what they have done.
Real shit, man.
Right?
I'm right with you.
I say that to say, you know, I think our distrust just comes from a line of history of betrayal. And it ain't and not always 100% against ourselves. I think the betrayal of so much experiences through slavery and stuff like that. I know we're talking about trust, but this is with almost everything. I think when it comes from like the quote unquote dysfunction of Black American culture, you know what I'm saying? So much messed up stuff was being done to us. We've adapted it and now we do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We had we had a podcast recently before this.
Yeah.
We called it It's Us. It's us.
Yeah.
We the ones
Yeah.
who keep ourselves trapped. We the ones who don't shop black. We the ones who keep pulling each other off the ladders. So yeah.
And that, to your point, the greatness is in the details too.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Bro.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that
Keep
back
cooking,
up,
brother.
because I feel like I never really got to like dig into that. Greatness is in the details. So something that I think about. So being an entrepreneur, right? That's, you know, we kind of like on a high level being kind of playing around with the idea of that being somewhat of an answer, right? As far as like, now we didn't specifically say reducing violence and stuff, but we kind of touched on that. You know, so our culture just adapting the concept of entrepreneurship. And I get it, everybody not necessarily an entrepreneur, and nothing's wrong with that. You know, serving is the secret. You know what I'm saying? So to whatever capacity that is, you know, rather if it's within someone else's entity or an entity that you created, I think as long as you are conscious of the value that you're adding by serving, that's like one of the most important things. Saying that to say, when I speak about the greatness is in the details, and then we think about, us as black, black American culture getting out of this poverty mindset, if you will, you know what I'm saying? I think is important. So aside, and this is kind of outside of the investing bit too, but if you're a business owner and you're providing a service or selling a product, and let's say it's a low ticket service or a low ticket product, by people that may not know what that term means, high ticket, mid ticket, low ticket, those terms is in relations to the price point of what that product or service would be. For an example, a high ticket product, if you will, would be considered something that's in the $1,000 range and above. High ticket. Mid ticket is something in between, $700, $300, whatever, or $100. The $100 range, right? Low tickets, anything below $100, right? Or even more considerably, you got stuff that's like $10, $15, services is $20, etc. If you're in the business of low ticket, well, and I want to say this stuff without sounding too techie, markety, you know what I'm saying? I want to try to make this a simple way to understand it as possible. If you have a low ticket business, and it's okay to have a low ticket business.
For sure.
Yeah.
If you have a low ticket, if you have a low ticket business, well, to pay your bills, to pay the rent, I say it like that. In order to pay the rent, you have to have high volume in client sales, high volume sales. That's a problem.
Yeah.
The reason why that's a problem is, in order to have high volume sales, a lot of people need to know who you are.
Yeah.
And when you start off as a new business, don't nobody know who you are. So you getting $10 here, $10 there, $10. That ain't about to pay no rent.
Absolutely not.
And it's okay, but you gotta be aware of that. Yeah. So I'm not pro low ticket. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It really is. I'm not pro low ticket. I'm pro high ticket. And
the medium ticket high.
Yeah, I mean medium ticket's cool too, but I'm pro high ticket. Reason being is because you may not you can pay your rent with having low value sales. Right? Now here's the thing with high ticket or even mid ticket. We live in a society where those mid and high ticket are considered premium rates. Well, and I'm going somewhere with this. Well, how do you consider a premium rate, right? Well, you consider it in the quality in which whatever it is that you're receiving, right? Or what something is produced. Well, how do you determine quality? Now it goes back to greatness is in the details. So anyone who is great or are producing at a great level, they are hyper aware that they're at the level that they're at. I don't like using the word mastered, right? But they have, I'll just use it in this context, they have mastered the little details on a high level.
Yep.
They're not doing nothing super special. When people look at my graphic work, my flyers and stuff, I promise you, it might look nice. It's super small details. Super small stuff that I'm doing over here in this area of the flyer that I'm going to do over here. That's all it is. If from videos, film, I mean, I'm going through like the stuff that I'm aware of, but this is with anything, cooking, a podcast. Yeah. It's the more detailed stuff you learn. When we talk about the separators or the separation, you know what I'm saying? What's the difference between a local artist and a Chris Brown? There's details. There's minute stuff. If you ask Chris Brown, how'd you get to, I'm doing this every day. I'm doing this. And you ask this local artist, shit, nah, I I write a song probably once a month or something like that. I'm just work. It's deep. It's little stuff. You know, I might have sabotaged that a little bit, but it's the details and you know. So when I've spoken to a lot of my siblings about just kind of like the whole idea of, you know, I have a sister who has a beads. You know, she sells like waist beads and bracelets and stuff like that. And, you know, started off $15, $20, $30. And I would always ask her, like, yo, how can you? And I've seen waist beads that's like $150 or, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm sure it's something that they're doing to validate that there's something in it. I'm like, you should really look into that, you know. And she's been doing it for years now, and she did learn. She's like, yo, it's the material. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some of these people are investing in certain stones that are quote unquote. I'll say it like this: they cost more than your cheaper stones. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But this is details. It goes even deep as knowing the history of a stone. Yeah. Or knowing I don't get too deep into it, but like knowing the usage of a stone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you start talking about chakras and all that stuff, I don't get into all that, but it's the details.
It's the details.
That's what separates. So if somebody, I'll make it even more simple for somebody who's maybe you're out there and you enjoy cooking. You know, you might not have ever really thought about selling plates. You know what I'm saying? Or you're somebody that do nails or do eyelashes or something like that, you know, and you've never really sold that service. You never said, yo, hey, homegirl or homeboy, this is going to cost this. You know what I'm saying? Some tips I'll throw out there real quick as an entrepreneur. If you're thinking about being an entrepreneur in any field and you don't know how much to charge, find how much they already charging. Find how much your industry charging. Call somebody. If you a nail tech, call Ling Lang and them, right? And find out how much they charging at the, you know what I'm saying? And as a starter, the other thing is pay attention to the quality that they're producing, because you don't want to be the person charging $30, $50 for a nail set and then the paint and stuff look like Willie Lump Lump. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That ain't the quality that, you know, when you go over there and they charge, it's the being aware of that. How and the only way to be aware of it is the details, you know. And so when we're, and it's so crazy, just not to get too derailed, I find one of the most interesting brand styles that I find interesting to me is minimalistic branding or luxury design branding. Luxury is the most simple brand style. I want to see if I can find something right now. Matter of fact, this book right here.
Two colors.
Really kind of one. You know what I'm saying? But it is two. You know what I'm saying? What I've learned with luxury or minimalistic branding is there's a lot of space. When you see, like, if it's imagery or if it's lettering, there's a lot of space around it where there's nothing really going on. Yep. And people charge top premium dollar for nothing going on around.
And typically when we see what color is that space around them?
White.
White.
Or black, but mainly white. You know what I'm saying? Light, bright colors. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I find it extremely interesting. And the reason being, like I said, because high tech is associated with that. But you get a Gucci Man mixtape cover where there's all kind of graphics and stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I'll just say it like this. The person's not really, they're not associating that with luxury. You know, and that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother thing, but like.
That's psychological. That's a whole different conversation.
That's what branding is, though.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's all psychological.
Like, to your point about the cover, right? If that was like a picture or a video on the cover, like something that was like moving and active, that would make sense. But since it's still like your eyes are attempting to focus on all these
so much
points,
other stuff.
But if it was like a TV show, like if it was like promoted as a TV show where you got different cuts and scenes like a movie, Like, oh, okay, it keeps our attention because we're programmed to do that. It's a psychological thing.
Correct.
Yep, there we go. Abracadabra. I just clapped and boom, it came back on. So yeah, but that's real though. Thank you for pointing that out, bro.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Man, I think it's time to land the plane, man.
For sure.
I don't know what just happened, but let's end the plane before something happened.
Hey, no, we've been cooking.
Yeah, we
It
definitely
got hot in here. Chrisco been cooking.
Yes,
Been
sir.
cooking. You know what I'm
Cooking
saying?
with Chrisco. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
family, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to
Yes,
another
sir.
episode of the Lead Your Lineage podcast.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe
Don't forget
to your
to
family,
like.
to your friends, to your loved ones, to the community.
Don't forget to
It's the
tell
conversation
mama
they
I
need to
said hi.
hear. We love you. Until next time, lead yourself to your Lead Your
Don't
Lineage.
forget to tell your family I said hi.
Peace.
Bring your daddy, bring your brother, bring your uncle.
Everybody in them. Mama in them.
Hey, man. Hey, make sure y'all, at the family reunion, I'm there, baby.